My dear friends, I'm very happy to meet you on behalf of Speech Factory to talk about this topic. In the history of public speaking, one of the greatest speeches would be US presidential speech. The much awaited US presidential debate for the year 2020 between Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America, and Joe Biden, opponent presidential candidate for the Democratic Party, has just now completed. The purpose of this video is not to support or oppose any one of the candidate versus other. Our idea is to learn the public speaking from these great leaders. So we are going to unreveal the presidential debate that happened and what are the areas these leaders have done a great job, a good job, a very good job, and what are the places these leaders have failed miserably or they could have done better in their speeches. So before diving into their speech, let me explain you the format of US presidential debate. Unlike India, US presidential debate will be a bit different. In India, the leaders will be giving a massive speech in front of their audience. It's more kind of prepared speech. No one is going to interrupt you in the middle. Whereas when it comes to presidential debate, you have to debate with the opponent. Even though you know what are the topics that will be discussed, but there could be some unanticipated questions. You should be prepared enough to impromptu respond to those kinds of questions is more important. So the format goes like this. The moderator will throw the questions or topic to both of them. Both of them will be given 2 minutes to give their opinions uninterrupted. Once both of them completed their 2-minute speech, then it will be open for a debate for a few more minutes. Every speech has its own purpose, be it a marketing or a sales, or whether you are giving a stand-up comedy. Every speech has a defined purpose. Whenever it comes to election campaigns, the one and only purpose is to persuade the audience. In other words, you have to persuade the voters and convert your speech into vote. So as an American or as an audience, what people will be expecting from these speeches is more important. Donald Trump, who has been ruling United States for the last 4 years, is obviously has to explain what are the things that he has accomplished in his leadership. What are the things that he has done differently when compared to Obama's presidentship. It's more like he is going to tell the old success story or like kind of self-appraisal. On the other hand, Joe Biden, he is going to talk more about what are the areas that Trump administration has failed miserably or what are the things that could have been done better. In other words, if Joe Biden was a president, how he would have handled the same situation in a different way. So based on these speeches, the voters is going to decide. So as an audience or as American voters, what they will be looking for. Whenever it comes to debate, it is not that you are winning an argument against your opponent, but it is you are going to win the hearts of the voters. That matters a lot. So people of America would obviously be looking for who cares for the people, who is more honest here, who is more trustworthy here, and who has the stamina to be elected for the President of United States of America for the next tenure. Let's quickly dive and see how the whole debate went. There are several topics that has been spoken in this whole debate speech, but I am picking some of the key topics and how that went from each perspective and who has done the best part. The first and foremost topic that was discussed is Obamacare scheme. Obama's government was so proud about this scheme in the last tenure. However, Trump was consistently opposing Obama's scheme for a variety of reasons since from the scratch. So now the question comes to Trump is, since he has been complaining about that scheme, since he was opposing that scheme, what he has done in the 4 years to change that scheme, what he has done in the last 4 years to make modifications to the schemes, what are the better things that he has done to get the Americans the best health schemes in his tenure. But predominantly, he failed to explain how he has a better scheme than Obama's scheme. So in that way, without speaking any further, Joe Biden has scored a point with no effort. The second topic that was discussed is one of the most important topic. Yes, it's COVID. Joe Biden has done excellently well in this part, especially two things. Number one, the way he started the speech on this particular topic with all the stats about how many Americans impacted in terms of numbers. As a public speaker, whenever you are providing stats, facts, and figures, your credibility will improve. People will trust on your information. People will believe on that your information, and that's more important to persuade any audience. So he has done exceptionally well. And also the closing quote was dramatic. Yes, he was talking to the audience. He was talking to every American in an emotional manner. He was talking how coronas could have impacted their lives in the last 6 months. I'm sure any American, if he has been impacted by COVID, if their friends, family members, or relatives has impacted by their COVID, they would be able to relate the statement made by Joe Biden. But on the other hand, how Trump performed this? See, first and foremost, it is a pandemic situation. No one predicted that corona would hit the human race in the year of 2020. No one anticipated that this will come in the year of 2020. So it's all trial and error. Everyone would have impacted across the world. So there is no difference that USA has also impacted. It's a great opportunity for Trump to explain what are the challenges that Trump government has faced and how they have handled the challenges, how the health department has worked around the clock to save the lives of Americans. If without the effort of Trump government, how the numbers would have been different, how much of more impact would have been happened. But he failed to explain any one of these. Instead, he was talking about the numbers impacted in India and China. He was talking that the numbers has been hidden by India and China. And obviously, he complained a lot about the press. As an American, no one bothers what is the number that's going on in the other side of the world, whether they are hiding or not. All they worried is how American government is going to take care of their lives. It's a great opportunity for Trump to showcase his leadership skill, all the hard work that went in the last 6 months by Trump government. But he failed to provide that information and he took a different direction. So Joe Biden has scored lot many points compared to Donald Trump in this section. The third section is economy. I'm sure the economy has been interrupted across the world. There is a lot of effort going on how they are going to revive the economy in the upcoming years. So whoever going to come as American president, whether it is Donald Trump or Joe Biden, this is going to be one of the most important challenges lying in front of them. So for this question, what the voters would be expecting? They would be expecting a trust from these leaders. They would be expecting what these people are going to do to save the economy. I would say Donald Trump has done exceptionally well from the scratch on this topic. He talked about how economy is currently reviving. He talked about how business is improving, how overall economy is improving, why he has opened up the shops, schools, etc. with all facts and figures. Whatever that he has failed to explain in the previous topic of COVID, he has explained very clearly when it comes to economy. On the other hand, Joe Biden, he is complaining that Donald Trump was not done a good job. So whenever you are going to complain that someone is not doing a good job, obviously you have to explain how you are going to do that job much better. What is the backup plan that you have? What are the strategies that you have to revive US economy? Joe Biden failed to explain any of this. The next topic is tax allegations on Trump. In the recent days, it's been going viral that tax paid by Donald Trump in the year of 2017 and 18 is not accurate. So I'm sure Donald Trump would have definitely expected this question. As a leader, here you have to prove your trust. It's a great opportunity for him to show the heroic moment. He would have just have all the facts and figures in his hands. Whatever the tax that has been filed, he should have thrown that in front of the media. He should have thrown that in front of the audience. In other words, he should have thrown in front of the American citizens, which should have created a lot more trust on him. But he did not do that. On the other hand, Joe Biden also did not have any correct evidence or stats to prove that Donald Trump allegation is correct. So in this particular section, I would say both of them would have miserably failed to accomplish that purpose. The next topic is George Floyd issue. I'm sure this is one of the important issue. Obviously, the opposition would have bring. It has a lot of important factor, especially on the Afro-American crowds. So even though both of them talked their points, but I'm sure none of them come from their hearts. So obviously, I don't think both of them scored so greatly in this section. Both of them failed to provide the trust to these Afro-American communities that they are going to be the future leader who will be taking care of them. In a nutshell, there are some areas where Donald Trump has done exceptionally well. In some other areas, Joe Biden has done exceptionally well. And there are few areas, both of them failed miserably, especially when both of them are complaining about other families, others' business, and so forth. Speech Factory has been consistently talking about the importance of public speaking. What are the ways that we have to improve the public speaking skills? We have been talking about how to create a speech, how to create a content, and many other factors. But most of them that we have covered would be theoretical. With this particular speech, we wanted to make a sincere attempt to practically showcase what a public speaking is all about and what are the good things that's available in public speaking and what are the areas that we still need to concentrate and improve. If you are differing with our opinions, please feel free to comment in the videos.